guys, what's going on? Sunny here from Online Sales Funnel Academy. And in today's video, I want to be showing you, if you are an Etsy seller, why you should be expanding your listings onto the Amazon platform. So to do that though, I have to kind of share my screen just a little bit. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is, as always, like I always come to these things through my real life experiences. And one of the things that one of the reasons I decided to work with Etsy sellers is actually because of my upbringing. My mother is into a lot of arts and crafts, and so are my aunts. And actually, my dad does stained glass. My mom does quilting. I've been to 100 million craft fairs in my lifetime. And so I'm very familiar with the crafting world. And it always bothers me when I see small businesses, maybe what I call the little guy, selling on Etsy or something that doesn't realize what they're missing out on and how easy it is to actually start tapping into those sales that they're missing on. I like to be the evangelist, the person who shares that message to let them know that they're not very far away from having major successes. Okay, so hopefully right now you can see my screen. So the first thing I want to do is go to Etsy, is to make sure we're all on the same page here. Now, I have no affiliation to Etsy. I'm not an affiliate of Etsy. Apparently it says welcome back, Sunny. I've got an account, I guess. The first thing I want to point out is I want to start with the Halloween wreaths. Now for this video, I have a store in, not me personally, there's a store in here that I was looking at. I think it's, it was this one. Okay, so I'm going to use this one as an example. This is a wreath. The store name is Bare Hand Wreaths, so I hope you don't mind me shouting you out here. Now, when I first look at brands, it's what I do is I kind of do like a mini audit in my head, and I look across the platforms to see what other, web presence that they might have. And I'm going to go in depth in that in another video, but I just wanted to point out that what I think is happening with this store, which is really cute, by the way, they have a lot of really cute stuff. But the wreath itself right here is really cute, and it's something that I would completely purchase. But believe it or not, there's people like me in this world who are female, who do not go on Pinterest, but literally twice a year, maybe. Okay, so I know I'm probably the anomaly here, but all of my friends in my group, we're all in the make money online niche, and none of us hardly at all go on Pinterest. But what's funny is that that's probably where a lot of your customers are coming from. So the Etsy people, I'm going to call them the Etsy people, the folks who sell on Etsy, so they're congregating as sellers, they're congregating together to make sure that they can sell their items, over here. But look, I want to just point this out, right? So bear with me. This will all make sense in a moment. If the reason that you're probably using Etsy, that's creepy. Probably the reason that you're using Etsy in the first place, if you're a craft person, is that you heard that that's the best place to go to get found, right? Because you're relying on Etsy's traffic or eyeballs to be able to hopefully give you sales. Okay, now in this case, that is probably true. You've got people who are aware of, if they want to buy something cute like that they know to come to Etsy. Well, I would argue that maybe only, I don't know, I'm going to just say 25% at best. Maybe only 25% of people, or let's say just even women, know to go to Etsy, because I would not have known to go to Etsy to purchase a wreath. Now, when I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, now, Sunny, where would you go to get one? Well, I don't really know. I don't really have any place to shop for one at online. So in this case, so what I'm trying to say is this: there's a whole bunch of people, millions of people out there on the platforms that don't shop on this one website who would love to buy your product. That's what I'm trying to get at. And it's very easy to target them. Well, it's easy for me. I teach people Facebook and marketing and as well as other things. But we can take listings like this one and very easily put it into a news feed, boost it with even $5 a day, you guys would be getting sales. And you guys don't even realize how close you are to having success with a $5 a day type of traffic platform. Now, to go back to my example, when you are choosing to, display your item here on Etsy, now I'm not saying take your product off Etsy, I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is when you choose to list your product on a platform where everybody's products are similar, you are now competing with the listing right next to you, like this person right here. So I was looking at the cute Halloween wreath, and now it's next to, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like if I put in wreath, or let me put in Halloween wreath. Okay, I really don't like those clown ones. But when I put in Halloween wreath, like each one of these people is a different store, right? So they're all going to come up. Now, I believe I've never actually listed things on Etsy. So as much traffic as I've driven, and I've driven a lot of traffic over on Facebook and in those things, I've never actually run an ad inside of here, but I do believe that is one of the core ways that Etsy gets their money. So they have an opportunity for you to boost a listing or to have it be a sponsored post. And there usually are ads running right across the top here, which only makes sense because that's the container that they're keeping their stuff in. Oh yeah, this one right here, the Karen Simply Chic, this was one of them, I think. So anyway, so we all can agree that this one's probably really cute, right? I mean, I think it's cute. Now, I want to show you guys something that might blow your mind. So my background is that I was first an Amazon seller before I got into all this other stuff. So I'm going to go to Amazon.com. I'm going to show you, it's just so hard to actually imagine the amount of eyeballs there are on Amazon. So I'm just going to have to show you. So over here, I'm going to very simply just type in, let's see, Halloween wreath. And we'll be pretty specific about it. Okay, so as you can see, there's multiple different listings that are similar to the one we just had. Now, there is a tool that it's called a Google Chrome app. It's right here. It's on my little computer here. It's called Jungle Scout. Jungle Scout was created by an online seller who was tracking over 1 million data points for his own use. And what happens is, because I've purchased the licensing agreement to this particular app, when I get a bunch of listings on any one page inside Amazon, because I've purchased the license, when I hit this button in just a second, it's going to reveal to us how many sales per month all of these things are getting and how many per day. But from that, we're going to be able to kind of guess what their take home is. Okay. So this is going to be a lesson in how much money you're probably leaving on the table. Okay, extra money, right? So I'm going to click the button. Okay, it's thinking, it's pulling the data points from all the products listed on the page. Takes it a second. Okay, and as you can see right here, I think you can see real small up here where it says SP, that means sponsored. So there were ads running at the top of this page. And now in Amazon world, everything goes off of what they call a ranking system. So the closer to number 1 it is, that means the more sales it has in that category. So if something is ranked 25, that would mean in whatever category it's in, it's darn near at the very tippy top. Okay, so I have all these columns here, and if I hover, I can also see what the product was that we were just looking at. So I can scroll down and I can say, okay, oh, here's one. All right, you guys, I want you to, this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. As I'm hovering on this one, the seller's name is Just Dream. They're selling the Halloween wreath for $40. Okay, there's the price. They're selling 804 of these a month, you guys. A month, 21 a day. And the monthly revenue is $32,152. Now this isn't exact, it's not 100% exact, okay, but it's really, 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 really close. And then it also shows you how many reviews that they have and what the overall general rating is of the product. Okay, so let me ask you something. What would you do if you could had an extra 32,000 per month on your, now let's say that's, okay, let's say, okay, that's Sunny, that's a Halloween wreath. Maybe that's a little bit outside of my realm. Now, right now, you probably can't even hear what I'm saying because your mind is probably blown, and I get it. So let's try it again. Let's try a non-holiday wreath. That way, in case the listing was really high on that one, because it's going to be Halloween. Let's try a autumn. That way, something that sells year round, right? Let's do an autumn wreath. Okay, perfect. Okay, fall door decor. That way it doesn't say October only, nothing like that, okay? And so I'm gonna hit my magic little button right there, and we're gonna see what Jungle Scout tells us is how much is that one making per month. Okay, so I'm gonna hover, I hover over the listing on the left-hand side. Oops, it's still doing its thing. Here we go. Okay. So once again, we're going to read it from left to right. So fall door wreath, 24-inch, $39.99, $285 per month, 12 a day. They're grossing. So that's, you know, because Amazon gets almost a third. So we just got to remember your costs plus, you know, minus Amazon's cost, right? It's $11,397 gross. They only, I say only because 7 is not a lot. They only have 7 reviews, but their average ranking is 4 out of 5. And the, so let's take, shoot. So let's look at another one. Okay, this one's more expensive down here. This one's $80. They're selling $2,000 a month almost. Okay, 55 sales a day, and they're getting 157,000 is the gross. Now I'm going to take the, okay, you guys, so that's one example. Amazon has so many millions of users and eyeballs. Now they've trained their customers to come back to them over and over again, and they have this extra badge of trust with them. So what happens is when you are you're selling or buying over on the Amazon site, I'm just randomly pick an item, so just bear with me here. Okay, I'm just, whatever this is, it's a hand-painted piece of wood with a corgi on it, okay? When you come over here, it says right here, that's the name of the seller. But over here, you can, let's see. It shows you how many different people are actually selling this item. And it looks like there's only one person. So to make this example work, I gotta go back to my Folgers coffee for a second. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Let me go back to the Folgers example. Okay. So as you guys can see here, this is Folgers Keurig, and what happens is over here on the right, when you go to purchase it, it says right here where it's right there, it's sold by Folgers. That's the name of the store inside of Amazon. You have to have a, just like on Etsy, you have to set up a store and have a name, okay? So, oh, here we go. It's hiding out right here. It says 11 new. Okay, so I'm gonna click on that, and it should show, it's gonna show me who else is selling the same product, okay? And I'm gonna show you really quick how to read this. So as you can see, they always give the cheapest listings at the very top, okay? So the $41.98 is the one we clicked on, and it's being sold by Amazon themselves. They have reverse purchase. They've called Folgers and said, look, can we buy 20,000 items from you, and we'll pay you $50,000. It's not 50, it's way more than that. We'll pay you $50,000 a month so that we can purchase your product, and then we'll sell it really low on our platform. That way Folgers isn't competing with Amazon. Amazon bought it from them, and so they're still getting paid, but now they don't have to compete with Folgers. It's like a reverse model. But the reason you want to know that is because right here, right there where it says Prime, that means that this particular coffee, this one item of coffee is at the warehouse. It's at a warehouse and it's ready to be shipped out to one of their Prime members. So the next Prime member that orders this one box of coffee is going to get this listing right here for the $41.98. Now, let's say there's 100 of them. Okay, so after those 100 are sold, then that leaves these other people in here that are selling it for a little bit more money. And you'll notice none of these say Prime on them. And the reason they're able to do that is because they've told Amazon, yeah, we'll sell it, and if you run out, we'll ship it. Okay, so what they're saying to Amazon is, yes, we'll be responsible and we'll mail one out if we get the sale, but you just let us know. That way, they don't have to mail the product into Amazon. And so where I'm going with this is what you could do if you're an Etsy seller. Okay, so let me try and make this go full circle. I know I've been kind of all over the place. Let me bring it home for you right here. Imagine that you're selling your wreath on Etsy. We still want you to keep doing that, okay? Now, I haven't even talked about Facebook today or any of that stuff, which is, I love talking about Facebook. I love bringing all the platforms together on this higher level digital marketing, like blast on your product. But I'm really trying to keep it focused today on just what could happen if you were to become a seller also over on Amazon, okay? So you would have them both. Like, you want to have multiple channels for people to purchase your products. You don't want to have not only just one site, whether it's Etsy or Pinterest or even Facebook for that matter. The whole goal is to make sure you've got your product out there, but that you have control over it. And so you're not at the mercy per se of these sites. Okay. Now, technically, if you list on Amazon, you're going to be at the mercy of Amazon, but you want to be at the mercy of Amazon because once the product's in their catalog and their book, they will do the work. They will do the heavy lifting. They will make sure that your product, for the most part, gets seen in their item because they don't want it sitting around their warehouse. And they've made a deal that if you choose, let's say you make this wreath, you make 100 of them, you send them to the warehouse. They tell you which warehouse to send them to, so don't even think about that right now. It's a very simple process of uploading your items and then mailing them into the warehouse, as it were, okay? So let's say you make these and you mail them in. The beauty is, like, you are done. Amazon then takes that and they elevate the ranking of your products so that when people type in wreath, that yours comes up, right? Or they will, because they want to get rid of the product in their warehouse, you guys. So if you got a couple people looking at your Amazon listings, then they're going to retarget those people for you. Okay, so you don't have to. Now, an even better strategy is the next level that I teach, where you would run a Facebook ad to that, and we would follow them around the web until they purchase, okay? And it's an extra little layer. But if you're just getting started, I want you to just kind of think about, like, you want to capitalize on that Amazon search engine, okay? Now, let's say you don't have the bandwidth to make 100 or 50. It doesn't have to be 100. I don't want you to think there's a minimum of 100. That was just a random example, okay? You could literally only make one and send it in. But I'm telling you, it would sell on the first day. It'd be gone. And you'd be like, oh, shoot, I should do more of these. That's exactly what would happen because there's so much traffic on the Amazon platform, especially for something really cute like this. So what you would want to do, what you can do, now there's the other way you can do this. Now, remember a second ago, I talked about there's, now these people here, let me see. Okay, if you notice right here, it says this one right here is Prime. That means that they literally put this wreath in a box and mailed it to the warehouse. So they know they can offer, they're offering it to Prime members right there where it says Prime. That means it's sitting in a warehouse. Now, if I were to look up, I'm going to look up another listing and I'm going to try one that does not say Prime. And hopefully, I don't know. So here's the, nope, that one, see right there, that one's in the warehouse too. It says Prime. We're going to try and find one that's not in the warehouse. Shouldn't be too hard. Nope, that one's Prime. And that's literally the only thing you need to look at. And that's how you can tell if something is coming from the warehouse or it's coming from the person's home. Now, if you list, you're allowed to list. You can be a solo entrepreneur. You can just be a sole proprietor. You can have your business license because you need one to get on the platform anyway. But when you tell Amazon that when you're going to upload your items into the store, you can tell them that you just want to list your items, and if you happen to sell one, then you have to be responsible to ship it out for them within 24 hours because the customer takes priority. You've got to make sure that you get it done. Okay, every one of these. Okay, so I think we keep clicking on the same store. This store, Tinyland, by the way, you guys. These guys own the SKU. None of you guys they're stealing all your traffic because you're not over there. Okay, these guys are literally just mopping up, making a ton of money, and I'll prove it to you. I'll show you how much they're making on all of them in just a second. Now this one is good because, okay, this is Oak Ridge. Whoever the seller is, it's called Oak Ridge. And you guys see what's different right here? It doesn't say, it does not say Prime right here. But what this means that this is somebody sitting at home, and I don't mean that in a mean way. I just mean like they're at home as a seller and they listed it. And if anybody purchases this means that within 24 hours, they'll get an alert as soon as there's a sale. And then they will they'll make one, and then they'll package it and mail it out. They tell you where to ship it. So you can choose which model you would like to do. If you would like to make them in bulk and ship them in and let Amazon take over and distribute them to Prime or regular members, or you can do one by one at home and just as orders come in, fulfill them. Okay, but technically, if you list the item, you're telling Amazon that your item will be available within 24 hours of the time that it's posted. So you want to make sure that you can be able to get the work done. So if you put a listing up on Friday and you're out for the weekend, you better make sure that you've got somebody covering you to get that wreath shipped out that weekend. Does that make sense? And then, so this person here has sold at least 183 of them. Okay, because it says right here they've got at least 183 sales so far. So I'm going to do the Jungle Scout on this page one more time, and we're going to look at some of the wreaths that have been coming through. And guys, I could literally do this for any product on this platform. Anything that's sold on Amazon, I can pull the SKU on, and we can look at it together. So if you are watching this, of course, at a later time, because this is not live, it's pre-recorded. And if you are curious about what kind of sales, or you have an idea for a craft and you're wondering, does my thing sell on Amazon? Send me an email, send me a private message, and I will do this for you. And I'll send you a screenshot of it so you can look at the numbers and you make a decision whether you feel like it's, and I don't mean to say not every single product is going to do $50,000 million, you guys. You've got to be, but for the stuff that you guys have that are wreaths, they're really cute and people want them. And that's when I said, I'm an Amazon person. I would never think to go to Etsy to purchase my wreath. I like Etsy. It looks like there's a lot of great stuff on there, but I would just never think to go there. So you want to make sure you're getting in front of your customers on multiple platforms, you guys. So I hope I'm getting that point across in this video, and I hope this all makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to try this for the app kind of burped there for a second. I'm going to do it again. We will do this again. No problem. So let's just randomly try another. Now this one was designed for wreathers, but let me just, let's try a Christmas wreath. Oh, but those look crazy. Oh, but those sell so many. Okay, so that's a cute one. Okay, so holiday Christmas wreath. Okay, I'm just gonna go with something that looks like this. So again, I'm gonna go to Amazon. I'm gonna put in those same words. Holiday Christmas wreaths. Okay, and I'm going to try and just match it as closely as possible. So it's more like authentic looking with ribbon. I mean, close enough, right, guys? Like any one of these. Like, let's see what this one is. National Tree. That one's cute. I don't know. I like the old vintage style. I like this one. You can see right here, that one's prime. This one isn't. Okay. So this person has it at the warehouse. This person does not, for whatever reason. And you guys will be shocked if when you get a product that sells a lot, they'll sell anywhere to 500 to 1,000 units in a day. And that's just on the American platform, so which is Amazon.com. So I don't want you to think, oh gosh, 30 units in a day, that's nothing on the Amazon platform. Like they're making sales like every second, you know? So that's why I'm here to evangelize like what you guys can do. And that's before you do even paid advertising. That's just letting them do the work, right? But that's the great part, because if you guys are killing yourselves trying to get your products seen over, you know, maybe your only technique right now is to get seen down on Pinterest, right? Well, you are going up against everybody else on Pinterest, and the same little core of people that come to Pinterest all the time. You know, there's still like a million people, but it's the same people over and over and over again. And there's so many other millions of people that could be seeing your products that you could be getting in front of, you guys. It's crazy. So I'm just here to evangelize that and really bring that point home. Now look at this, you guys. So I filtered by most revenue for the month. In this case, the 48-inch pine tree. Let me get this bigger so you can see it. This one, it's 142, the big one, 104. So yeah, so it's got less sales, but it grosses 17,000 a month. Okay, this really cute. Oh, that's the one I pointed to. Let's see, because it's bright and shiny and it's green. I like that one. Okay, it's selling for $38. 387 sales a month, 32 sales a day. That's per day. The gross is 14,000. Now, if you guys notice, the brand here says National Treasure. You see how they keep coming up right here? Okay, so I'm gonna show you something funny. So when you click on let's find their listing, because I know they're in here. It's probably one of these. Let me see if it's this one. No, My Happy Family, that's a different one. So when you're a seller and you first set up your account, Amazon keeps a page. It's called a storefront. All right, well, here's a bad example, but okay, I was looking for the other one, but here's Valerie Madeline. Okay, she used her real name, looks like. If I click on this shows me everything ever that she has in her store right now for sale. Okay, so she's got a little combination going on. She's got some holiday, just some garland. She's got some wreaths, and there's the wreath, right? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna Jungle Scout her store only. I hope she's someday joins our community and knows I gave her some love on her listing. But this will actually show us approximately how much each one of her individual listings are making as well. Okay, now in this particular case, okay, it's still loading the data. It also depends on how long she's been selling. Okay, here we go. Okay, so all of this stuff, except for that's an SP, means sponsored, that's somebody else's ad. So you want to ignore that one. But this one person, okay, she's figured this stuff out. Okay, all this Valerie stuff, that's hers. This is her gross revenue. Okay, not the top one, but she's got this one here. Nope, that's Home Depot. What is that one? The Wreath Depot. Okay, that's somebody else. Valerie's bestseller is this one here. Okay. And so I don't know if it's a woman or a store, I don't know, but 22,000, 17, 10, 8, 7, 5, and 5, and 5,000. So she's got just these 4 or 5 items right here, or whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 items. She's grossing, so 22, that's 40, 50, 65, 70, 80. She's grossing 80,000 a month on those 5 items. Okay, you guys, well, I think that's probably a good place to end my show for tonight, because I love talking about this stuff and I can go on for hours and hours. But I hope that really was a wake-up call on what you could be doing. So if you're someone that has wanted to, obviously not everybody wants to make more money, believe it or not. Like, some people just like doing this as a hobby. But if you're somebody who wants to explode your sales, take your stuff to the next level, this is especially for these kinds of products, especially in a risk-free environment, because you don't have to mail them in ahead of time. You could very easily just list them on Etsy, just like you do here. And if you get a sale, then you fulfill it. All right, you guys. Well, I hope today was super fun and educational. I can't wait to go post it online, and get this one out into my news feed so you guys can see it. Hope that I just feel like the numbers are so shocking and they're incredible. And the craziest part is that the Amazon platform is the .com, the Amazon.com extension is strictly the United States server. They have a computer server for each of the countries that they're in. They've got another one that's Amazon.jp for Japan, Amazon.ca, which is Canada, Amazon.mx, which is Mexico. And if you really wanted to go crazy, you could put your listings on each and every one of those servers in every different country. So that's probably a little bit much to make your mind explode tonight. But I just wanted to give you a taste of why there's so many millionaires being made over on Amazon. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I will talk to you soon. Be sure to like and subscribe on my channel. Tap the bell for notifications. Be sure to join my list. The October guide is down below, and if not, the November guide is down there. And the December guide is coming soon as well. So I got to go and let my cat in, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.